It's part 3. Some things have changed since last time. I said I wouldn't bother to demonstrate me filling in the hills and the plains, and there we are. So this is a little bit further along than last time. So again, wanted to show off something a little bit different. Otherwise, what is the point? And you'll recall I said at the start about this. Hang on, where is it? This little doodle of ours. In fact, let me make it a much bigger on your screen. Where is it? Here we go. Yes, this thing. The players in our game, we defined some areas, but not others quite yet. Let me see if I can fit that to the screen. Here we go. So, in our game, we have kind of only 3 areas at the moment. We've got the plains, the hills, the mountains. We've got a road running through, there's a river running through, and we've got our capital, if you like, kind of slap bang in the middle. And we kind of offset that all over to one side of the screen. And that's because I wanted the players the ability to kind of expand their story out themselves to discover kind of what is, in this case, to the west. So we know there's a lake. Well, I know there's a lake because I've drawn it. But will the players? And I'm thinking probably not. So what I was doing whenever I was filling this in, feels probably a couple of days ago now, I drew myself this little note layer here of like, these are the areas I want the players to know about, and all those kind of strike through areas on the left hand side, that's all still to be defined. But how do I represent that on a map? Because I could just leave it like this, which would be fine, but I think there's a little bit more I could do. So that's what we're going to do today, something a little bit stylistic as to something I think looks cool. I don't know if that's the dog agreeing or disagreeing, we will see. So just create myself a new little folder, shove that within domains, organize it however you like. I like to split everything off into little bits so that way if I ever come back and do any more edits, I can do so. So what I'm going to call this, I'm going to call this the hidden zone. I'm going to make a new layer in here. And I'm almost certain I discussed in the past that from these amazing set of brushes, that I was going to probably use some clouds to kind of hide it all. Now I could just draw clouds everywhere. Well, that's going to take so long. Now clouds at the moment are pretty small. There we are, pretty tiny. You can, that's going to take me all day to fill in that space. And I'm not going to do that. I'm sort of going to do that, but not perhaps not the way you think. First thing says, let's change the size of these. I'm going to generally double everything, and the reason for that is if I go, let's just say 800. You see how that's quite blurry? Or maybe that doesn't quite come across on your screen. Let's maybe do another one. Some of these are a really good example of how they don't scale up too great. There we are. It's starting to look a little bit garbage now. Let's get rid of those. I'm sure there's a quicker way, but that's just the way I do it. All right, where are we? Clouds can't see if we're looking. Cool, right. I'm just generally going to double the size. So we'll call that about 500. And I'm going to just start populating these along the left-hand side and start covering up the terrain a little bit. I don't have many cloud brushes to work with here, although again, amazing work by whoever it was who designed all these brushes. Sorry, I can't remember who you are. Let's get this note layer back. So I want to hide down here too. Right, okay. Well, I guess I want to hide a little bit of this. I will keep coming back, adding in more and more of these particular clouds, but I don't want to put too many all close together, as your eye will very quickly pick out that repeating layer. Let's go with a 250. And hopefully this will look a lot less naff soon enough. How many brushes have we got in total? We got 5 brushes. Okay, we'll see what we can do. Just plonking these down, no particular order. Not particularly fussed. Again, I'm just trying to do this leading edge, as you may have noticed. What was that? Was that cloud 3? We'll find out. don't know how close I want to put these together, to be honest. Do I want to leave gaps? Is there a problem in gaps? I don't know. Maybe it'll look better with some gaps. I don't know. We'll see how we go. We'll see how we go. And our last layer, put that down at 400. Cool. I don't know why, but this reminds me of like a ghost from Casper. I don't know if you're seeing that. Maybe that's just the isolation setting in. A little bit of madness. That's not bad. That I quite like this. That'll do. That I think will do. Okay, I want to make a new layer now. And I just want a nice normal brush. What do we have? Hard elliptical. Sure, let's make it ginormous. Cool. Alright. I want to make this white. Since my background layer is white, and I already know I am going to be leaving that white, what I now want to do is kind of hide some of these features. I don't need to brush out everything else behind it. I'm going to do something else there. But just where the clouds are sitting over kind of the river. Yeah, let me zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. These little overlaps, I'm essentially going to just brush over them with white just to hide those features. And let's get rid of that doodle layer as well. Maybe I've come in a little bit severe there. Well, I'll live with it now. Am I doing this on the right layer? Do you know why? Got them the wrong way around. There we go, looks much better. Let's get this name, Clouds. And let's name this Blanco. Why not? That's a little bit more sensible now. Again, probably should use a slightly smaller brush. It doesn't matter. Oop. Try and keep this within the cloud so it makes sense. And there's definitely a couple of areas I'm going to touch up. I'm sort of regretting not picking a more circular brush now, but hey ho. That's coming along all right. Not bad, not bad. All right, where else is jumping out? A bit over here. Let's hide all this bit. Trying to get the idea around that these clouds are obfuscating what's below them a little. Right, so we've certainly got a bunch of trees and stuff we've got to do up here. Bit of that mountain perhaps. What else? Down here. I'm sure you can see absolutely none of this on your screen. The other thing I realised, I need to make sure my hidden zone group is above all of those layers. And not just the river. There we go. So now as I'm rubbing out the trees, I can actually see them sort of disappear a little bit. Much better. Cool. That's looking all right. That's looking all right. Now the bit I want to touch up, I think maybe I just went a little bit severe around this cloud. And keep in mind I am drawing white paint on, so now if I erase it, we're obviously putting that paint back. That's a little better. A bit happier with that now. Maybe a bit here was a bit much. Cool. Well, okay. It's a start. It's a start. Do I want more clouds? Is my next question I'm asking myself. Maybe just around these points. So let's get on and do that. So let's change this back to black. Oh, make sure we're on the brush layer, not the eraser tool. And the clouds are somewhere in here. Here they are. Double them back up. I think set that one to 500. Yeah, a little gappy. Is that a bit much? It's directly below this cloud, so it doesn't look great. Let's try and just slide in there. It's a little messy on that left side. I think I'll cope. I think I'll live with that. That's all right. Anywhere else? Maybe, I tell you what, maybe. Let's pick a different kind of cloud, and maybe we'll go something a little smaller instead. Sure. Maybe we'll leave that as is. I don't know. Something about this one here looks a little strange now. Let's try again. Oop. Hello. Bit smaller. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So what am I going to do with the rest? Well, I'm not going to fill it with clouds. That's for sure. I'm going to put in like just a real big pink area with a nice fat brush. And I think this will look pretty cool, I think. And what I want to do is maybe not go over the clouds, but just work behind them a little bit. And as you can see, obviously this is going to obscure all the other details behind. That's looking good. Kind of reminds me of the days you'd spend as a kid on paint, just messing around, not really knowing what you were doing. Kind of a lot like what I'm doing now. Some things don't change. Alright, so I kind of want to fill in all these middly bits, which I certainly won't be doing on camera, because, man, that'll take ages. And I'm not really sure how far forward I would go either. Like, would I do that middle area there? Yeah, probably. But I don't want to go. Certainly don't want to go ahead of the clouds. Yeah, we would certainly want to go through this. That's for sure. Stop somewhere there, maybe. Can I go there in between those? I don't know. I'll leave myself to it. Anyway, I hope we'll end up with something looking pretty decent. You know, that's what we're working with, and we'll end up with something like that, kind of just to show the players that there is more to be seen on this map, and if you explore that way, you'll discover who knows what else. The only other thing I wanted to explain as well is the reason why I split my areas off. So I've got my plains, I've got my hills, and my mountains, is that it does allow me to make changes pretty easily. For instance, if at some point I decide, actually, for story reasons or whatever, it would be really nice if all this didn't exist all of a sudden. It would be quite easy to make that edit. As you can see there, it took, a couple of seconds, all those mountains are gone, and I could now be sticking in some kind of building or something in an area. We'll see. We'll let the players decide. That's the whole point. Okay, well, leave me to fiddle around with this, and next time something interesting comes up, I will be sure to let you know. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.